Hello, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Today I will be looking at basic measurements of building works on Planswift. I'm doing this video for the purpose of those who have been requesting for me to do tutorial on Planswift for beginners. So from this notes, I'm doing this video for the use of newbies to this software called Planswift. So this is the Planswift interface. I mean, click on Planswift on desktop. This is the interface. So the first icon is Planswift home. The home will display all our drawings and every other things. Page, tools, view. So without wasting much of our time, let me quickly go straight to the point on how to upload drawings to Planswift. First of all, if you want to upload drawing to Planswift, you click new. If you want to upload new drawing to Planswift, you click new. And if that the drawing you want to work on has already been uploaded to Planswift, you just click open to open the drawings. These are the drawings I've uploaded already into Planswift. So since the drawing I want to work on is not yet uploaded to Planswift, so I will click on new. So the first column says job code. So what code do I want to name my project? Maybe let me let me name the project to be beginners. So description, Planswift tutorial for beginners. So having entered this, so make sure your measurement type is on metric. So having included this, you click on next. So it brings all these files on desktop. So you look for where you save your drawings. So you look for where you save your drawings. So my drawing, the drawing I want to work on is under this review. So I will then click on this review. So click on this review. Click on this. So click on this. So I want to work with architectural drawing and structural drawing. So those are the two drawings I want to work on. So make sure you check the box. Having checked the box, you click on next. So you have to change the format in which you want your drawing to display. You want your drawing to display in grayscale, you have to leave it. But I want the drawing to bring the true color. So I will click on true color and click next, finish. So the drawings are uploaded. So the drawings have uploaded. So the first one, this architectural drawing of your recreation. This is the ground floor plan. So first of all, let us work with structural drawing. Structural drawing. So this is the structural drawing. This is the structural drawing. So this is the structural drawing. So the foundation type is the raft foundation. It's a raft foundation. But for the purpose of this tutorial, being for beginners, so there's lots of basic tools normally used for measuring quantities in Planswift. So the first tool is linear. Linear tools normally used to measure for any measurement which its unit is in meters. This unit is in meters, like trench excavation. You can use linear tools to measure trench excavation. So you know that our trench excavator is measured in cubic meters. So once you choose linear tools to measure the trench excavation, that means you have to manipulate the tools by multiplying the quantity you got being in meters by the width and the depth of the trench. Or another method, you can click by the side of this linear tool and click on this linear cubic meters, because everything has been multiplied for you to have your unit in meter cube. We are measuring for trench excavation. So let us start. So first of all, this is the first drawing, being our foundation plan. So you have to scale this page. First of all, before you work on any drawing on Planswift or any on Planswift, you have to scale the page first. So let me see whether there's scale. So the drawing is not to scale. So we have to scale it manually. So if you want to scale this page now, you click on this scale or click on this dimension, whichever one. So I click on this scale. So it brings this message for me to input any known dimensions of this plan into this. So I can input this dimension into this or any other dimensions that are, or any other known dimension on this plan. So let me choose this dimension, and it must be in meters because the unit of measurement here is in meters. So 3 is going to be 3.26. 3.26, click OK. So you take the dimension from where this 3.26 starts from here. We click on it first. You will left click your mouse and drag it to the end of the dimension here and left click like this. So it has measured this dimension to be 3.26 meters. So let us confirm this measurement, whether it's correct or not. So if you want to cross check your scale, you click on this dimension. I will click on this dimension. So I want to cross check this scale by taking this 3.25. So start from here and drag it down to where this dimension ends. And right click by double clicking it. Left click by double clicking it. So it brings 3.24. I'll still cross check by taking this dimension. Click. So this is 1.97. So our scale is correct. So having cross-checked all this, so we click on this digital record to drop the tool. So digital record is for dropping tools, to drop our tools. So I'll click on this digital record to drop the tool. So having scaled this page, so I'm good to go by measuring, begin my measurements. So if you don't want all this scale, all this dimension to show on the page, you can kindly click on this. See my cursor, click on this, so it will disappear. If you want to see the scale, click it again, click it, so it has disappeared. So first of all, I want to measure for my trench excavation. Or let me assume this is our site plan. I want to measure for my site plan. So for you to measure for a site plan, you just click on this area or click on this arrow down, this arrow to see. Okay, I'll just click on this area to measure for mine. I'm just trying to use this plan to assume this is our site plan. So click on this area 2. So it brings these properties. So this is the properties of these two. So name. So I will change the name to site clearance. Site clearance. So you can change the color in which you want this measurement to display. You can change it to yellow, any desired color, any color of your choice. You can change it. You can change the change the texture, whichever one you want to be. Click OK. So having click on this area too, so I'll start my measurements. I'm assuming this is our site plan. So I'll start my measurement from here. You will left click on this corner, drag it to the end of the plan. Left click here. At every point, you'll be left clicking. Come down, left click here, go like this. So at the last point, you have to double click the left button of the mouse. So you double click the last point. So double click like this. It has given us a dimension. So having finished our measurements, so you click on digital record to drop this two. So it has given us our measurements. So if you want to see the quantities, this is the quantity, but if you want the quantity to display on this plan, so just right click on this page and click show legend. So it has shown the legend for our measurements. These are site clearance to be 42 square meter. So having done this, so if you want to hide this color, this site clearance color, you just click on this bulb to hide it. If you want it to be displayed, you can click on this bulb to display it again. If you want to change the color, you can change the color here, directly in front of this side clearance by the left side. The left side pane is where our content is going to be displayed. So you can change the color to your desire. So if you don't want to see this color, just click on this bulb like that. So if you want to hide this label too, just right click on the page, click on this show legend to disappear. So having done our site clearance, so the next thing is trench excavation for this raft foundation. So you have to be assuming, since I'm just trying to explain some basic things on plans for the benefit of those who have been disturbing me to do videos on basic measuring tools and how to use Planswift. So that's why I'm doing this video. So if you want to measure for a trench excavation, you can do it in two ways. So the first method you can do it is to click this linear. This is the first method, linear tool, and change the name to trench excavation. Having changed the name to trench excavation, you know that I choose linear tool, which is meters. And we know that our trench excavation is measured in cubic meter. That means I have to multiply this tool by the width and the depth of our trench. So how do I want to do that? So you can do that by clicking on this advanced, and directly in front of this quantity under estimating, click in front of it. Click on multiplication sign and input the width of your trench. So let us assume the width of our trench is 0.68. 0.68. And the depth of our trench is 1.05. So we have to multiply all that parameters by the linear to make it cubic meter, because I click on linear meter. So having inputted the width and the depth of a trench, so you have to change the unit to cubic meter here. So you look for cubic meter. Click on cubic meter. Having done all this, just click OK. So begin your measurements. So begin your measurement from here. Click at every point, just left click. At every point, be left clicking. Left click like this. Double click by left clicking. So having done this, what of this one? So this one too. So this is the endpoint. Double click. So I'm done with my trench excavation. So you have to drop this tool. You can either drop the tool by clicking on this red ball, or click on this digital record to drop your tool. I've dropped my tool. As I said earlier, if you want your quantities to display on this page, just right click on this page and click show legend. So my quantity for trench excavation are shown here. If you want to hide it, click on show legend again. So all the quantities are here by the left side of the page. So that's the first method to take off for a trench excavation. So second method, you can click, you will see like a dot in front of this linear tool where my cursor is. Just click like this and click on linear cubic meters. Linear cubic meters. So I will click on linear cubic meter. It displays this. So change the name to trench excavation. But in this case, we are not talking of wall height. So it's depth height. So as we assumed earlier, I assumed our depth to be 1.05 and the width to be 0.68. Click OK. So take the measurement as I did earlier. This is the second method to take off for trench excavation. Sorry, there's something wrong there. Now delete this. Okay, so let me click on linear tool again. So linear follow me cubic meter. So I made a mistake earlier. So click on this. So you click on linear follow in cubic meter, the last option. So hit trench excavation. So this is the second method. So the width of our trench to be 0.68 and the depth is 1.05. So click OK. Start your measurements. So having completed our measurement, just click on this indicator to drop your tool. So let us compare the two quantities. As you can see here, the first method we used, we got 21.7. Second method we got 21.9. So the same thing. If you approximate it, the tool is going to be 22 cubic meter. So that's it. You can use either of the method to take off for your trench excavation. So after taking off our trench excavation, what's next? So what next? So after trench excavations, to apply blinding to surface of our trench, to apply blinding. So instead of us to take these measuring tools in order to get quantities for blinding, you can simply right click on this quantity we got for our trench excavation and copy it just to save time. This essence of using software is to save time and for our work to be accurate. And it won't be nice for us to just be picking tools for all our measurements when there's shortcuts to do that. So I will right click on this trench excavation. I want to copy it. I will click on this copy, right click on it again and click paste. So it brings these options. So the first option, she paste section into same item, while the second section option, she paste section to new item. So I want to create a new item. So I have to click on this second option and click OK. So it has copied this trench excavation. So I will double click on this trench excavation, change the name to blinding. So the width of our trench remains the same. Why the depth? So we assume the thickness of our blinding to be the depth here. So the thickness of blinding we assume to be 50 mm, so 0.05 for blinding. I'll click OK. So quantities for blinding has been generated to be 1 cubic meter. 1 cubic meter. Or if you don't want to use this shortcut, you can simply click on this linear tool and linear follow me cubic all over again. Blinding. The width of our trench 0.68. The thickness 0.05 and click OK. I mean, you have to measure all over again instead of when there's a shortcut for us to get our values. So this is the second method. We don't want to use that shortcut I explained earlier. This is the shortcut to blinding measurements. So having done with the measurement, click on the digital record to drop the tool or click on this red ball. So that's the second method to get our blinding same quantities. So having done this, you can the next item is our ground beam. Is our ground beam. Is our ground beam. So to know our ground beam, what's the dimension of our ground beam? As it's been displayed here, 230 by 750. That means the width of our ground beam is 230 and the height is 750. But so what the thickness of our slab is 150. The thickness of our slab is 150. The thickness of our slab is 150. So don't forget that you have to deduct that 150 from this 750 to know the actual height of our ground beam, because the thickness of our slab is inclusive of 750. So you have to deduct 150 from 750 for us to know the actual height of our ground beam. So let us move forward. So once again, you click on this linear tool and click on this linear column in cubic meter. So change the name to concrete ground beam. So what's the width of our ground beam? Is 0.23. The depth of our ground beam, 750 minus 150. So we are left with 600. So 0.60. Can change the color and click OK. Click here. It says it earlier. Like this. So we are done with our measurement. Click on this digital record to drop the tool. So the quantity for our ground beam has been generated. Or if you don't want to go all over again by picking any tool, you can simply copy this trench excavation to make your concrete ground beam. So this is the second method I want to use to calculate for my concrete ground beam, the shortcuts. So I'll click on copy, right click again, click on paste, click on the second option, click OK. So just copy. I will double click on this trench excavation and change the name to concrete ground beam. So the width of our beam is 0.23. The depth is 0.60. I click OK. So the quantity has been generated, same as the one I earlier calculated for. So that's the tool. That's the usefulness of linear tools. We have been using linear tools. So instead of using linear tool, you can simply use segment tool too. You can use segment tool in place of linear tool. It works same way. It works same way. So what of count tool? We have count tool. Maybe if we have, these are columns, so I want to count the number of a column. So click on this count tool. Click on this count tool, maybe by the side. So maybe you want to use this shape to denote your column, diamond or plus sign, triangle sign, this circle sign, square sign. So let us most choose plus sign. So column, number of column. Click on OK. Click this one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Click the record. So the total number of columns has been calculated for to be 8 number. So having done this, I mean, these are the basic measuring tools on the Planswift: area, linear, segments, and count tool. That's the major measuring tools we have in Planswift. So we can also use this tool for other items of work, like area for slab. You can use area, maybe, okay, let us calculate for a slab. So if you want to calculate for a slab, click on this arrow under slab. So now our slab is in follow. So click on this follow in cubic meter. Display this. So what are we measuring for? Concrete slab. So what's the thickness? 0.15. Click OK. So you start from here. Click. Choose digital tool. Okay, sorry, it says depth in mm. So let me change it to mm. Has to be in mm. So the cubic is 6.3 cubic meter. So the cubic is 6.3 cubic meter. So that's the basic measuring tools normally used in Planswift. For those who are new to this software, so that's the major basic tools. I believe with this simple illustration and measurement, you can use it to measure other items of work like block work. If you want to measure for block work, you can choose on this linear metric wall area. Choose on this metric wall area. So it will give you the wall height. So you just measure it, the width, the wall width, click on it. So change the color to measure for block work. So okay. Let me display the that too. Let me illustrate about literature drawing. So this is the literature drawing floor plan. So this is the new plan. As I said earlier, before you begin to measure for any drawing, you have to scale by clicking on this scale. So what was the known dimension? So the known dimension of this plan is 7.43. 7.43. I click OK. Click here. Then like this. I'll click. So let me cross check by clicking on this dimension to cross check this my scale. So I'll be 5.62, 5.63 is okay. So as I said, like if you want to measure for, if you don't want to see this dimension, click on this. So if you want to measure for block wall, so click on this linear. Click on this metric wall area. So 225 mm external block wall. So you have to differentiate it from internal. External block wall, external block wall. So the wall height, let's assume, is 3 meters. So wall width in mm, the width of our wall is 225. Click OK. So begin our measurements. So external block wall. So we have two types of block wall on the external. So this is the 225 block wall. So having done with 225 block wall, I'll click on the tile record to drop the tool, or click on this red ball. So let me take off for 150 mm wall here. So I'll click on linear tool, but this button by the side of linear tool, click on this wall, metric wall area, and put this 150 mm external block wall. So the wall height 3, the width of our wall 225. Click OK. So click OK. That's the only 150 mm wall. So these are what. So you imagine how you can deduct your opening. So this tool you can export it to Excel. All your quantities can be exported to Excel. So whatever you want to deduct, you can do that in Excel. That's why I'm urging everyone to buy QC quantity takeoff templates. So it's faster and easy. All other, like if you want to measure for block of now, there's no need for you to export to Excel for it to be deducted. Once you measure, you input the openings, everything will be automatically deducted faster. The demonstration has been done, and see, looking forward for whoever that's interested in having a copy. So having done all this, I believe you can at least work on Planswift, having demonstrated the basic tools in Planswift. So if you want to export it to Excel, all your quantities, just click on this estimating. So these are the quantities we've worked on now. So if you want to export to Excel, click on export to Excel like this. Having click on export to Excel, so Excel is going to display on this bar if it has been exported. Scene is still waiting to be exported. So let us wait for it. Why this message? Trying to, okay, it has been exported to Excel. You can see. So let me minimize this to see. So still loading. So let me go back to home. So I believe you can work on plans based on these basic tools. You can use to take off for other items of work. So these are the quantities we worked on that has been exported to Excel. So you can delete all these things that you don't need that. So you can delete this. So So these are the quantities, they are the units. So that's that for introduction to basic measurement tools in Planswift. Thank you for watching. I believe you gained one or two